Hi friends, what's up and welcome back to my mini cut series. I am obviously not in my normal location. I am back in New York City. I recently moved from New York to Austin. I'm back in New York for my sister's wedding and I got incredibly sick in the last 2 weeks. So I haven't posted on YouTube. I've been just recovering, resting, and so that's why I haven't been around. But this gives me extra fodder and stuff to talk with you about because obviously I wasn't able to work out or eat really well or eat a lot during the time I was sleeping and trying to recover. So there's a lot of updates to share about my mini cut. In addition to sharing those updates in this video, I'm also going to be sharing a video you requested. I had you vote between how to take progress and pictures and measurements, and then a video on the biggest mistakes that I see when people or my clients try to do mini cuts. You guys voted for the biggest mistakes, but you also wanted the measurements video, so we're gonna go through that in the next video. For now, this video is gonna go through the biggest mistakes I see people make when they try to do a mini cut, especially petite women, like the traps that we fall into, and tell you how to avoid them. I apologize that my voice sounds like it does. It's not totally recovered yet. I'm not totally recovered, but we're here, we're in New York, we're fabulous, and it's gonna be fine. So if you like this video, if you're excited to get updates and learn about the mistakes that I've made that you're gonna wanna avoid in your own mini cut, please give this video a like and subscribe for content tailored to petite women. And without further ado, we are gonna get into the video. Okay, now mistake number one that petite women particularly make so often when they do a mini cut. And if you don't know what a mini cut is, go back to my last upload. I talk about exactly what a mini cut is and how I'm doing it, calorie breakdown, the workouts, all of that. Go check it out. But the biggest mistake I see with short women specifically is entering a caloric deficit that is too aggressive, too steep, too fast. Now, the reason why this is extra problematic for us petite women is because we are already eating fewer calories in a day. We already eat less in general. And so if you go on a really extreme deficit, you are going to basically just set yourself up for a really quick failure. As an example of this, I got a DM from one of you guys recently that said, "Hey April, I'm doing this mini cut with you and I'm going to cut 500 calories to start." And so this is the prime example of why 500 calories deficit off the bat is way too steep for most petite women. Because if you think about it, if you're eating 1,500 calories a day on average as a petite woman, this would be slightly above the average, by the way, for a short woman. If you're eating 1,500 calories a day and you cut 500, you've just slashed a third of your entire diet. And you don't want to start out a cut with an extreme diet like that. You want to start out with cutting as few calories as possible while squeezing out as much progress as possible. That's what makes a really good plan sustainable. So you don't want to start really aggressive. You want to start with the least amount of calories you can take away and get away with making some progress with. So if you're short, if you're petite like me, do not fall into this trap of cutting too much too soon. You know, you want to start with good healthy habits, improving your diet before taking away calories. Once you've locked that in, take away a few calories, like 100 calories a week, 150, start low, and add in, you know, a good progressive strength training program, increase your step count, get some of the physical activity up, and track your progress. You'll start to see results without having to change that much. And usually you can just ride that out rather than having to make really extreme decisions too fast. Okay, mistake number two I see petite women make all the time is relying on the scale only and a single data point on the scale to measure progress. Like I said, I'll make a whole other video on progress, but here's the deal. I'm gonna share with you guys what my mini cut journey has been like in the last few weeks, and I'm gonna show you the exact graph of what weight loss actually looks like. Weight loss is not linear, okay? So if you weigh yourself on the scale on Monday, and that's the only data point that you use to judge whether you're making progress on your current diet, you are going to make bad decisions. You're gonna change your program because you're gonna think it's not working. And here's the perfect example why. So if you look at my weight over the last few weeks, you're going to see that it literally looks like, and I'll put it here, like rolling hills. You will not see a perfect straight line down ever. No weight loss journey looks like that. It's going to look more like a rolling hill that trends downward, okay? So what you really want to be able to do is look at the trends in your plan. That doesn't mean a single data point. That means the overall average of your results over the period of time, like over a course of a week. If you weigh yourself every day and you can draw a line that goes, you know, slightly down, then you're trending in the right direction. But if you look at this, you'll see I started out around 117.6. I went down to 115.8 in that first week, and the next week I was right back up to 117.6. But what happened after that, I trended down again, but low to 115.6, and then lower than that, down to 115.4. I came up again, down, up, and then all the way down, I hit my new low, 114, and now I'm navigating at that new low. So start at 117.6, down to 114, but it looked like this, not like this. So how do you avoid this mistake? You wanna take your weigh-ins, step on the scale if you're using the scale, every day, and then look at the overall trend, look at the average. Do not take a single data point, because there's so much that plays a role in your weight. You wanna think about your weight as petite, not as a single number, but as an average of numbers. Your weight is a range, not a single data point. So when you go to the doctor or whatever, yes, they write down whatever number, pops up on the scale, but in reality, you are a range. Right now, my weight range is 114 to 117. I'm not a single data point in there. I'm like in that spectrum of weight, and you also have that, because your water affects your weight, your hormones, where you are in your cycle, your sleep, your stress. So much is going to affect how much water you're retaining. But if we can just get the range to trend downward, then you're going in the right direction. So avoid this mistake by not putting too much onus and power in the scale on a single day, day's point. Mistake number 3, this is one that I personally have made several times, like many times in my journey. Even when working with a coach, it was something my coaches would like call out to me, because almost everyone's made this who's tried to do like a diet or a cut. And that is not adhering to the plan, and then having to extend your diet longer and longer and longer, to the point where now you're just living in a diet. If you've ever felt like you've spent most of your life in a diet, this is kind of the result of that. And I'm gonna tell you what goes wrong and why you don't wanna do this. It's not just uncomfortable, there's actual reasons you don't wanna do this. So if you started your mini cut and you 3 weeks in, you're down a few pounds, and you're like, I'm just gonna have like a few days now where I eat whatever I want, and it's fine because I'm doing okay, right? You go and you eat some food or extra food, or you don't exercise, you fall off the wagon in the middle of your cut, and you gain back that weight really quick. Now you're like, oh shoot, I messed it up, right? Who's felt this before? You're like, I messed it up. Now I need to do it harder. I need to adhere. I need to stick to it. So at that point, you then launch back into your diet, into the restriction, back into the whatever, and you lose a few pounds again. But what ends up happening is you let up again. So you end up going on this yo-yo journey where you never actually reach your end goal weight. You just gain and lose the same 5 pounds back and forth, and you don't see the results you want. The reason why this is not good is not only do you not achieve the results that you want, or the body that you want, or the habits or the lifestyle, but you actually end up hurting your metabolism in the long run by chronically yo-yo dieting. So what happens when you yo-yo diet is you change your body composition for the not good, meaning when you go on the diet, you lower your calories, you start to lose some weight, some muscle, as well as fat. And then when you eat really quickly, you eat food back, you're mostly gaining fat. So over time, you're changing your body composition to be the opposite of what you want. You're actually starting to lose muscle and gain more fat, because you add the fat back on every time. You don't adhere to your plan. And you end up a year later you're eating less calories on average than you were eating when you began. So you're like, you have to eat low calories or you'll gain weight, which is not a good place to be in. And number 2, you actually have a higher body fat percentage and less muscle mass. This is what happens as a result of yo-yo dieting. It lowers your metabolism, meaning you don't get to eat as many calories in a day, and it negatively impacts your body composition. So I have personally made this mistake. There was just a whole year where I just didn't land my mini cut, and so I just kept saying, well, I'll just tack on an extra week, I'll just do this, I'll do more, and you end up in a rut. You end up in a not good place. The goal of a mini cut is to get in and get out, okay? So you wanna be really dialed into your plan. It needs to be something you can follow. It needs to be something that you're committed to, because if you start saying like, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, that's when you end up never seeing the results you want, and that's no fun, right? Like, you wanna get the results that you wanna get. Now, I'm not saying this to say you need to be perfect on your mini cut, because that leads to a lot of issues with perfectionism, the all or nothing mentality, binge eating. So I'm not saying that, but you still need to hit your plan. You can make adjustments, and let me tell you what is an appropriate adjustment. So instead of saying, hey, I'm not feeling good today, so I'm just gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna even like look at my plan, I'm not gonna go exercise. Instead, you need to be asking yourself, what can I do that will like make me feel good or helps me reach my goals? Like, what's the lesser of evils? What's the path of least resistance? Because the answer can't just be like, I'm not following the plan today. It has to be like, okay, well, instead of high intensity interval training, I'm gonna go for a walk. So you find substitutions that suit you so that you don't fall off track. Another way you could do this with food, say you're like really craving something, work it into your calories for the day, work it into your macros for the day so that it's all about like budgeting really and portion control rather than all or nothing. Like you can't have any sugar. Yes, you can, but that might mean that you don't get to have like the potatoes with the steak you're having for dinner or whatever it is. So that's the mentality and the mindset that I dial into during mini cut. During all other times of the year, it's not like that, right? You don't have to be so particular or whatever, but if you have this short period of time where you're committed, then you want to make it work. You don't want to sabotage your own results, and you don't need to be perfect. That's definitely a recipe for disaster, but you want to be flexible and allow yourself to be able to make changes that still fit your goals and still fit your plan. So getting a little bit more creative with it rather than all or nothing. Okay, the fourth and final mistake I'm sharing in this video is something I am also, these are all from my personal experience as a coach and as someone who's gone through the body recomp process, the mini cut process many times. This one I've fallen into a lot. It's self-sabotage. Okay, so I have this thing, this is like my inner saboteur. In the past I've had it, where if I start to get results and I start to see the scale go down and I start to feel better and I'm like, oh yeah, it's going so well. That's the moment where I start to fall off the plan, right? I start to say, oh, I deserve this, or I can have this break because I'm, it's working. So I start to change or deviate from the plan because I feel like I can. I feel like things are going well, things are great, so I have some extra leeway. Now this is just self-sabotage, it's not real. I don't actually have that leeway. I need to keep going, and that's when I need to push and lean into the plan rather than, lean away from it and start to go off plan. When something is working, you do not want to revert to your old habits. You want to say, hey, it's working what I'm doing, so I want to continue it. So try to be aware of what your inner saboteur is. It manifests in very different ways. This is one of the most powerful things about health and fitness is you get to learn about yourself in deep ways, and it can be a tool to kind of look inward and look at your patterns, look at your behaviors, look at, what's really happening in your brain and the decisions you're making, because how you show up and how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I can guarantee you, if you're going through this diet, you're working on your healthy habits, you're like, I want to level up in 2023, and you come against these blocks, or I call them upper limits, upper thresholds, you're going to identify these, and then you're going to bring awareness to them, and then you're going to see them appear in other departments in your life. So it's an opportunity to look at yourself and say, like, how can I level up? How can I be the best version of myself? This is coming up in my weight loss journey. Maybe it's coming up in other places. And I know this type of work isn't for everybody at any point in their life, but if you're in that place in your life where you're trying to do these things, this is one of the benefits of going on these journeys. It's just learning these things about yourself. This was one I learned about myself. I don't want you to fall into the same mistake. And the only way you can avoid this mistake is through self-awareness. So just try to be aware of what choices you're making, what are your behaviors. Don't judge yourself, don't attach meaning to it, just observe yourself and see what patterns emerge. And then you can catch them. Once you're aware of them, then you can catch the pitfalls while they're happening and hopefully course correct, or at least that's the hope, right? Let me know in the comments which of these mistakes you feel like resonate with you, or if you've ever made them before. I'm curious if there's any other mistakes that you've made in your mini cuts. Share with us below in the community. Let's avoid this together. I know a lot of us are now in a mini cut together going into the new year, so I want to hear your thoughts and what you've gone through, how this has impacted you. So share in the comments if any of those resonate. Before we wrap up today's video, I am very excited to share these new ways that you have to work with me and my team in the new year. We just emailed them out, so if you're on our email list, you got them last week, and I'm also going to share them and announce them with you here and now. There's 3 new ways to work with us in the new year. First of all, our tried and true popular Petite PWR Premium is still available. We are doing a January session, which is starting off next week. So if you want to get into our January session of Petite PWR Premium, you can find all the links below. This is our signature group fitness and nutrition coaching program for women 5'4" and shorter. It has custom nutrition. It has the fitness, it has the community, it has the support, accountability, it has everything you need to start or restart your fitness journey. So that is always around, that's still there if you want to jump into our January session. The second way you have to work with us, this is brand new, and I'm so excited to announce we have a new program for our Petite Power Premium alumni only. We made this because you kept asking for it, and so it was an obvious thing to release for you. This is our advanced program for alumni only. It's going to introduce you to barbell training as well as some advanced fat loss strategies and techniques such as carb and calorie cycling. It's gonna have weekly meetings instead of monthly, so you get more coaching, more attention, and you're going to have a special knit community, like a special group chat just for your members that are in advanced with you. This program is kicking off the very first week of February. We do have enrollment open right now. So if you're an alumni and you're interested in this, you can check this out below. It's going to be a very small, limited group advanced coaching program. So if you got through Petite Power Premium, doesn't matter if it was last year, the year before that, or recently, you qualify for this. You can join and really up level your results, really learn how to hone in your fat loss, start to, hone in these and kick off the new year the right way. Then this program's for you. Lastly, this is the one I'm most excited about. As you guys know, I have not done any one-on-one coaching. I haven't been able to, I haven't had capacity for 5 years. So for the first time in 5 years, I am literally opening up just 3 spots to work with me in a one-on-one package. This is my VIP program. It's called Petite Power VIP. I can only take 3 people at a time. Obviously, I want to give you all my attention. This is going to be a completely one-on-one customized package. You will be only working with me. I will be doing everything with you. I will have my eyes on all of it. I will be doing all of your strength and cardio programming myself. It'll be custom to you, any injuries you have, all of your goals, etc. I will be doing all of your nutrition, custom meal plans. We'll be doing weekly check-ins, and you'll have me on Voxer. Anytime you need me, you can call me. I will be there for you. I love working one-on-one. This is how I got my start, obviously. And the women that I worked with 5 years ago, you know who you are, still are like some of my closest friends. So if you want to work together and really smash your results, this is for you. It's for the women who are really serious about their body recomp and they want, one-on-one attention. They want that support and to know, like, I got your back through this till we reach our goals together and beyond that. Obviously, setting you up for success in the long run. Like I said in the email I sent out, this year's mantra is not new year, new you. It's results, not resolutions, okay? So we're not focusing on stupid resolutions that aren't actually going to stick. We want the results that stick and last for you, that are sustainable and healthy for you. So you guys, that wraps up the 3 new ways that you can work with us in 2023. You can enroll in any of those right now. We just made it available in the link below, or you can go to petitepower.com/new, and that's gonna outline all the options for you. It says choose your Petite Power path. You can jump in, and I cannot wait to work with you in the new year. It's going to be such an incredible year to work together and build your most powerful body, the most powerful you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe for more content tailored to petite women, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.